Two teams looking to punch their ticket to the Elite Eight on Saturday at 2 p.m. It's the Miller City Wildcats, 19-6. Members of the Putnam County League, and the Norwalk St. Paul Flyers, also at 19-6. Members of the Firelands Conference. Who will punch their ticket to the 2 o'clock Saturday Elite Eight contest? If you stick around, we're going to have it all live and free on the OH Report, and it is coming up next.
Elida Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Elida Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Elida Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Elida can help administer your plan of custom care.
I'm an adult learner, so I had to balance my work and my school. And the fact that NC State has online classes, hybrid classes, especially the instructors are very flexible with allowing you time to get all your work in.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
And welcome into the Elida Fieldhouse. It's Union Bank Court for our pregame show, sponsored by Grand Mason Construction Company. Big thank you to all of our sponsors who will go mention throughout the night here. But on the pregame show, we're talking about the Lady St. Paul Flyers and the Miller City Lady Wildcats, both 19-6 overall. Let's get right into it, and let's preview our team here in this D7 regional semifinal, as it is going to be the Norwalk St. Paul Flyers as the 3 seed. That makes them the away team here And talking about the St. Paul Flyers, they come in under coach Ella Kalizewski. You can see they're 12-2 in the Firelands Conference. Everybody would say, well, they lost twice. Yes, but it was to the Monroeville Eagles, who are playing right now. Travis Berardi on the call of that one, and they're both perennial teams that they'll find themselves in the state tournament. So you look there, 3-0 win in the sectional final over St. Mary's, 3-0 win over Danbury in the district finals, 3-0 over Edgerton. They come in, team has great leadership and experience. They lost to Tiffin Calvert in last year's state semifinal in D7. We'd like to feature tonight on this telecast one of the St. Paul standouts, as there you get a great look at the bench. But we are going to talk about, we mentioned Ella Kalizewski. We're going to talk about her daughter, Ella Kalizewski. And you'll see here, leads the team in kills and blocks. We'll use her out of the back row. And that's not Ella, but that's all right. Both good-looking ladies and both high school athletes. 290 kills, 44 blocks, and 29 aces. And Ella, she's just like having, her mom's been a coach. She was a coach. There's Ella. She's been a coach at Norwalk. She's been a coach at St. Paul. Having Ella out there is like having a coach on the court, and they'll look for her. She's got a lot of weapons around her, so Ella doesn't have to do it herself. There is a good look at young Miss Kalizewski. Just a junior. St. Paul only lost one senior off of last year's state Final Four roster, and so they're loaded here with talent. 3 or 4 seniors, but they'll certainly have the experience factor. Let's take a look at the home team here on the scoreboard. It's the Miller City Wildcats, and the Wildcats are in the Putnam County League. The strange thing about the Putnam County League is, if you look here, they're just 3-1 in that Putnam County League. Some of the teams were 5-5. They just play one round of games, and those round of games count. And so they played 4 other teams. They went 3-1. Some teams played multiple games, but only the time that they played those other 4 teams in the conference did that count. Their senior class has won 76 matches in 4 years, and they come in winning 7 of their last 8 under head coach Tara T.G. as she looks to get the team to their Elite 8 here this evening. We are going to feature, again, in our Grand Maison construction pregame show, we're going to feature for the Miller City Wildcats, and it is going to be Gemma Otto, middle hitter, middle blocker. She wears number 22. She's been playing at a high level during the tournament. Leads team in hitting percentage and total blocks, and would you believe it? You cannot find a picture of Miss Gemma Otto on the internet. I looked all over for 45 minutes, and I finally said, we're putting the logo up. But Gemma Otto, going to be one of the leaders. 154 kills, 45.8 kill percentage, 88 blocks. She leads the team in hitting, and she leads the team in blocks. And so Gemma Otto is going to have a big game here tonight in order for the Wildcats to, even though they're the 2 seed, I would say they're the underdog here tonight, as, again, St. Paul coming in off a state semifinal. And I think when this season, when the draw happened, there's a good look at Gemma. When the draw happened, and it's really weird this year, you had teams like Monroeville that said, I want to get to the state. What's the best way for me to get to state? Avoid Tiffin Calvert. You had St. Paul who said, well, I can go over in Monroeville's bracket, but they beat me twice, and I might have to face them in the district, or I can guarantee myself a trip to the regional and know I have to beat Tiffin Calvert. So very good chance we could see a rematch of last year's state semifinal here at 2 o'clock on Saturday. There's about 45 seconds left on the pregame clock. They're going to bring all the girls out to introduce them, do a national anthem. While that's going on, we're going to send it to a commercial. We'll be back in about 4 to 5 minutes with action here from Elida Fieldhouse in Division 7 regional semifinal action.
I think the first thing I would say to recommend this school is that it's affordable and flexible. And then the program itself, I would say that it has a very diverse, broad spectrum of fieldwork and career opportunities. I think the thing that prepared me the most was having that on-site directed practice, so I could actually be in an agency working with real people. And there's a ever-growing need for social work, especially in our community here.
Being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Happy Halloween!
And welcome back into the Grand Maison Construction Company pregame show as they're announcing the contestants here in this contest here tonight. A good look there at the St. Paul Lady Flyers as they look for a back-to-back regional titles. First, they got to get to the Elite Eight before they would face the #1 team in the state. So I think St. Paul comes in here knowing that it's a tough road, but certainly they have the team up to the challenge there. You get a look at the Miller City Lady Wildcats, and they would have to pull 2 upsets. But again, thank you to Grand Maison. Let's take a look at our keys to victory for both of these teams. And first, for the Norwalk St. Paul Lady Flyers, again, they are coached by Ella Kalizewski, and she is assisted by Kim Caprera, Emily Delisani, Dylan Knoll, and Annie Schaefer. First one is, and I'll explain it, Fly High ladies. They're the favorite here. If St. Paul comes out and just does what they do on a consistent basis and not make unforced errors, they're going to come out on top. If they come out here and, are under a little pressure in that, which they shouldn't be, then they may fall here to Miller City. And the other thing I said, any team can get tight in these types of games. Your best of players out there are going to get nervous, and St. Paul needs to limit their unforced errors and just play their style of game. That's why I said Fly High ladies. On the other side, for the Miller City Lady Wildcats, 19-6 overall. They come in under Coach Tara Teege, assisted by Brittany Brown, Taylor Michael, and Cliff Koenig. And their keys to victory here tonight: play with confidence. You're an underdog here. Play like you're not an underdog. Believe that you can win this game. And then I think you could say this in any game. It all starts with solid serve reception. You've got to have that server put the ball and get it up to the setter where she then can get it to the attackers that are going to win your points. When service reception fails on any team, they're going to be battling uphill all day. So those are our keys to the game. Thank you, as that's going to complete our Grand Maison Construction pregame show. We'll have a Grand Maison Construction postgame show at the end of this, but thank you to them as we are ready for some high school volleyball from the Elida Fieldhouse. Sit back, relax, grab your drink of choice. If you haven't ordered pizza, maybe make a little popcorn, as we've got a doubleheader here tonight from Union Bank Court. In this opener, Norwalk St. Paul and Miller City. In the second one, which will start about 40 minutes after this one, it'll be the #1 team in the state of Ohio, Tiffin Calvert, facing Elida in that one. And certainly I'm looking forward to seeing Tiffin Calvert. I haven't seen them this year. But first of all, let's deal with this one here. Hope we can get the Lady St. Paul Flyers a victory and on to the Elite Eight. Expect a good game. Miller City, I don't think is going to come in here intimidated. And Otto checks out as the libero checking in, as that libero is Libby Erford. And the interesting thing is, I broadcast soccer the other night. Lady Lex, or actually it was Clear Fork and Ottawa Glandorf. And Ottawa Glandorf had a Libby Erford also. So, and it's funny how when you get over here in Putnam County into the west side, how Schroeder changes to Schrader, how all the pronunciations totally different than us in central Ohio. Yes. Yeah, Kalizewski to Kalizewski. And serving it is going to be Brooklyn Cassidy. On the backside, good pickup for St. Paul, and a net violation on the Flyers is going to get the first point to the Lady Wildcats. Now, going through the stats here, and I'll talk about them all day. There's the, take a look at that there on the RMH Concrete and Foundations replay. And serve in the air, good serve. Kuturek picks it up. They'll set Kalizewski, and we're gonna have a lift called there as the Flyers get their first point. And you see it there on the RMH Concrete and Foundations. Our scoreboard tonight, sponsored by the Frank Van Dresser team, Remax Quality Realty. Thank you, Frank. As hopefully the Flyers will have more points at the end of this on the Frank Van Dresser pregame, or on the scoreboard. And that is a nice swing there from Quincy Mentor. She comes in with 246 kills. What I was going to say is I'm looking at the St. Paul kills here. I look at them as a team, and they have a lot less kills than their opponents. But one of the reasons why is the foundation of this Flyer defense is built on defense. You see girls, a ton of girls with a lot of digs, and that one diving to the floor is Shaylin Dieter. She's not able to pick it up, and it's 3-1 early here in favor of the Lady Wildcats. And always, when you're a slight underdog, coming in here and getting off to a good start is one of the other goals, and they've done that. Dieter sends it across. Oh, big block there by the Flyers, Kalizewski and Dieter. And they go up as on the swing there was Anna Schnipke, 121 kills on the season, middle hitter, just a junior. And St. Paul gets it back to 3-2. We were here last night for D5, Marion Pleasant, Willard, Huron, and Eastwood, and that serve going to go long. And you know, we found out with I think it's been 15 years now the way they do the scoring, but you fall behind 15-10, 17-12. It's really hard to come back from that type of deficit when you can score on both sides of the ball and not just scoring. That swing goes long and wide, and St. Paul a little tight early here as they trail at 5-2. Good crowd here for both schools, and that serve goes long, so gifts on both sides as each team has a service error. And 5-3. On the scoreboard, they can't spell Miller City, so it's M City. Kind of reminds me of like a premier team football name, M City. M City Football Club. Yes, and that swing there for the Flyers, Aubrey Bogard, a junior, touch at the net, and it falls in between the front and back row. And the Flyers close it back to within one. Ella Kalizewski back to serve. And Ella puts it in the net. Ella says, my fault, guys, as both teams with a few errors here. And again, you expect that once these teams have played 15, 20 points, when the score is 10-8, 12-10, that's when you can expect that they're kind of in the game and the opening game jitters are out. Annie Friend sets that time to Cassidy. It's touched at the net, and now it's going to be free to cross. Flyers in system here, and that's set a little bit too close to the net. Bogard has to send it over. Good swing there from Chloe Coleman. On the outside, Dieter, roll shot to the back. Kuturik picks that one up. And they're going to say St. Paul in the net. And it's 7-4 Lady Wildcats. Good look at it there. And as you would think, what is it? Is November 30th today, Adam, or 29th? 30th, I think.
It's October.
It's October. Well, that's what I meant. October's a big put down there by Brooklyn Cassidy. Great student section over there in Miller City. Last night in the Huron-Eastwood game, it was jersey night. It's like the schools called one another. Both teams had different jerseys. We had a Jim Craig Miracle on Ice goalie jersey. We had a whole bunch of LeBron, Ezekiel Elliott, power tip, and that's Gemma Otto, who we previewed in the Grand Maison pregame show, and she gets it to go. Well, tonight, the Lady Wildcats student section, Miller City, they're dressed up in their Halloween costumes. Heck, if they come over here, I've got a small bag of Twizzlers. They can all fill up their pumpkin. Blocked at the net by Otto. So Otto makes the nice roll shot, and now Otto makes the block. And Gemma, 88 blocks on the season. She is a force at the net. Sent across by Cagney Stahl. On the outside, block. Kuturik picks it up. St. Paul right now kind of playing a little bit of chaotic on their side. Kuturik goes early, diving pickup there by Erford. And sent over in system. Annie Friend goes short with the set. And Brooklyn Cassidy unable to get it, but a big block from the Flyers is going to get them to 9-6. And take a look here on the RMH Concrete and Foundations replay. Send that one back. And into the game, it's going to be Bella Guerra. Bella, defensive specialist, senior. Comes in with 50 aces on the season. So specialty serving out there. Good serve away, handled by Erford. Little back set. That one goes to Savannah Neese. St. Paul picks it up, sends it over. This time, Sophia Ruck sets on the outside, and that swing gonna go long. So St. Paul from 9-5 gets it to 9-7. Good look there. And Guerra to serve again. Guerra down the line, and it hits the foot of the line judge. And if it hits her foot, you know it's long because she's standing out of bounds. Even I can figure that one out, Adam. Want to thank Adam Thompson, our producer extraordinaire, and wish a happy birthday to our cameraman, Brandon, 26 today. Joust at the net, and St. Paul not going to be able to get it over in the required 4, and that 4-point lead put right back into place. Friend tried to pick it up. And back to serve, Madison Schrader. Overpass. On the outside, block at the net by Katem Schrader. Timeout, St. Paul. Lady Flyers timeout as Miller City off to the quick start as the Eagles playing like the 2 seed. And again, back to talking about kind of how it worked out this year. It was almost like they used to seed in the district. Now they seed within the regional. And taking a look here at some replays. Scoreboard is correct, 12-7 on the Frank Van Dresser Remax Quality. And this timeout brought to you by the Maple City Automotive Group. Want to thank them as they bring you the timeout. Maple City Automotive and our timeout sponsors love close games or love one team to go on a roll because guess what happens? Timeouts are called. So thank you to Maple City Automotive. If you're in Norwalk, you'll want to give them a call and stop by and see them. As Maple City Automotive, Norwalk's full-service automotive repair shop where customer satisfaction is the top priority. And we're into the serve. Friend, little back set tipped, and Cassidy gets it to go down off the block from Ava Reichley. Reichley didn't get those hands close enough to the net. The hands were back, and there was room for that to fall. And back to serve now is going to be Brooklyn Cassidy. Good pass. They go in the middle. Block touch, Kuturik, and now just sent across by Kegney Stahl. They'll go left side swing, good block. Overpass, and they wanted a lift. They won't get it. Out of the middle, good block there. Picked up and sent over. St. Paul goes on the outside to Stahl. Block, Kuturik pushes it over. Back set, swing, and not able to dig that one out as Guerra. As on that kill is Chloe Coleman, senior right side hitter. 13-8, largest lead of the first set here. Good pass. Kegney Stahl blocked. Flyers able to pick it up. In the middle, hit, and that's blocked by Kalizewski. Ella, 44 blocks coming in. I believe that's her third here today. You get to see it right there. Has 47 blocks now and cuts the lead to 13-9. St. Paul needs someone to go on a little service run because you can't trade points out of system. Good job sending it over there by Neese. On the slide, Kalizewski sends it over, and then the point to the Lady Wildcats. Is nice swing there from Quincy Mentor. Take a look there, got it over the block, so she got up. 14-9. Still trying to figure out who this stud swinger is on the Miller City side, as they've got a bunch of girls that have had some kills here today. We knew last night it was Mac Miller for Eastwood, and Travis said Mac Miller spinning some tunes. You know, Mac Miller, Academy Award-winning Mac Miller. We don't have a Mac Miller here today, but we'll see. Right now, they're getting a lot of help. Kalizewski with a roll shot over the block, and the Flyers cut it to 5 at 15-10. Take a look here. Just extended that hand just a little, got the roll. And back to serve for St. Paul, going to be their setter, Annie Friend. Annie with a good serve and an ace. Was unable to handle that was Erford. And the small student section that exists for St. Paul, they do when St. Paul gets an ace, they fly around like they're making a trip around the airport in a circle. What do they call that, Adam? When you, well, that taxi, that's when you're on the runway and you're taxiing. I'll come up with it in between games, but service error there. It's something you do right before final approach. We'll come up with it. Either way, net violation on the Lady Flyers. And this is a quality officiating crew. They're going to call it tight out here tonight. I recognize one of the gentlemen for calling OHSA state basketball games. Dieter, power tip. It's covered. Left side just sent over. In system, Friend. She goes back on the outside to Dieter. Block. Kalizewski pushes it across. Gemma Otto, and Kuturek sends it over. They'll go right back, and she puts it down. That wasn't Otto. Let's see who that is. That is Savannah Neese. Neese with 126 kills. And it's 18-11. Miller City coming in here, not messing around. Sent across. On the outside, Peyton Michael with the set. Roll shot. Erford dives and picks it up. Now it's just sent across. Kuturek is there. Kalizewski blocked at the net. Down the line swing, picked up nicely. And that one falls in between Friend and Stahl. And St. Paul in a rough spot right now as they are going to use their second timeout of the quarter. This is a Maple City Automotive timeout. And okay, Adam, hit me. I forgot. They're not quarters. They're sets. They're sets. I used to call them games, and Grace used to punch me in the leg. And, but yeah, they're sets. No, you didn't punch me in there. Take a good look there on the Maple City Automotive timeout. Get a little replay here action as Flyers right now not having a whole lot of success dealing with this Miller City block. And another swing here, that one from Quincy Mentor. And right now, we talked about this yesterday. It's tough to come back from 19-11. And here you see some of the Miller City students cheering. Split screen. I'm sorry. That's Monroeville. And they're playing, I think, Jackson Milton on a little split screen action here. I was going to say, nobody's wearing a Halloween costume, Adam. That's not Miller City. And we'll go back live to our contest here. As that serve in the net. Coach's timeout. Coach Kalizewski gets one there as right. 19-12. What I was going to say is you don't often come back from a 19-11 deficit, but you can gain some momentum. There's a block at the net. Picked up. Joust. Blocked by St. Paul. Sent over. And tip short, 19-13. What you don't want to happen is to have that 19-11 deficit turn into a 25-13 victory, and all the momentum, you know, at least if you don't win it, make it a 25-22 game and build some momentum for that second set, i.e. / game in my old life. And they're ace for the Flyers as they circle the runway there. Ella Kalizewski. 19-14, 3 straight for St. Paul. Good pass this time. They go in the middle, tip. It's covered by Friend. Kuturik's going to have to set now. She goes back row, off the block and down. St. Paul with 4 straight. 19-15. Take a look at it on the RMH Concrete and Foundations replay. And this is what they need. You need somebody to go on a little service run. Good pass, blocked at the net, sent over. St. Paul in system, and a big-time block there from Gemma Otto. My, oh my, Otto. Take a look at this one. I would say this at either team, but I remember what the guy from the Cavs says. Get that weak stuff out of here. And I would say that, yeah, Austin Carr. I like that with any announcer, but that was a big-time block. Yes. Sent back across. St. Paul in system. Good swing down the line by Bogart. It's picked up, and then it falls in that back middle where there was no coverage, and it's 21-15. If you're wondering, I don't have a color commentator, but Adam has such a good voice and knows the sport. Every now and then he's just chiming in, and you're kind of picking him up on our ambient mic. I appreciate it. My wife would tell you I could talk nonstop for 2 hours, but sometimes I run out of material. 21-16, Flyers get the point. Lily Kuturik back to serve. Haven't really noticed yet if there's a rotation that's hurting a team here. If there's a certain hitter you want to get out of the front row. That one long. And 22-16. I'll never question you as having the right score. They don't have the right score. And nobody's questioning it right now. Now somebody from Miller City gets up. Power tip, and now they corrected it. Somebody at the scoreboard's watching live and free on the OH report, and they said, wait a minute, we are wrong.
Because I've never made it.
No. Back row, Kalizewski rolls it over the front line. Oh, beautiful down the line swing from Ava Reichley. And Miller City 2 points away from a set 1 victory. Good serve. Stahl has to tip it, and they're going to say, yeah, they're going to inadvertent whistle, as I believe initially they were going to say it went on the wrong side of the antenna, and that official, good on him, he realized he blew that and blew the whistle too early, and so they'll replay it. Friend's going to set Stahl off the net and down, 23-17. Cagney Stahl, senior, 170 kills, 103 digs, 22 blocks, 28 assists. Kind of 250 viewers watching on both platforms? Total. So thank you for viewing. Shoot us a message and I'll look and shout you out between one of these games. Down the line swing is going to go out of bounds. And 24-17. We'll try in between sets too to bring you a little bit of that on the split screen, some Monroeville action. Serve in the net. Now, they had 7 set points. Can St. Paul get a little run here as they're down 6? The Lady Flyers need to play perfect, and frankly, it's out of their control here. If they get a good pass and a set, there may be nothing they can do about it. Swing, Kuturik is there. On the slide to Kalizewski. diving dig, but not being able to get to it. Take a look at this one here. Beautiful slide. Kalizewski in the air, and Erford sends it back to the back of the Elida Fieldhouse. 24-19. Little yum-yum at the nets, picked up, sent over. Friend goes early, picked up. Joust at the net, sent back over. Quick attack on the shoot set. Kuturk sends it over. Best point of the match so far. Angled shot for the set one win by Ava Reichley. It was a very well played set by Miller City. They lead Norwalk St. Paul 25-19. Back to the Elida Fieldhouse in a couple minutes.
Well, I think the first thing I would say to recommend this school is that it's affordable and flexible. And then the program itself, I would say that it has a very diverse, broad spectrum of fieldwork and career opportunities. I think the thing that prepared me the most was having that on-site directed practice, so I could actually be in an agency working with real people. And there's a ever-growing need for social work, especially in our community here.
Being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Happy Halloween!
And back we are here at the Elida Fieldhouse as the set one goes to Miller City, 25-19. I want to thank Brian Skarowski for coming up with the right answer. It is holding pattern. And Brian, full-size candy bar coming to you for Halloween. Post what you'd like, and I'll make sure it gets to you. Reese's Cup, all right. As we get ready to go in set two here, Jeff Smiley watching from Cape Coral, Florida, says, I've got the Eagles on one channel, I've got the Flyers on another, and Miller City starts with an ace. Also, Fam Rodriguez, Mallory Ringler, Angie Patrick, Jason Shade, Amber Renee all watching out there right now. I'll mention a few others as we have time. Kuturk picks it up. Brooklyn Cassidy, and net violation. And net violation goes to the Flyers. Matt Finley, Brandon Smith, Doris Divins, Becca Haig, Rose Derringer, Greg Hurst. Sue Joan Prigg, Kevin Ryan, and Lydia Lee. Thanks for watching. Union Court Bank regional semifinal. Putnam County League 19-6. Miller City 19-6. Norwalk St. Paul out of the Firelands Conference. And set one went to the Lady Wildcats.
Huron is watching and they're cheering on St. Paul.
All right, the Huron Tigers are watching and they're cheering on the Norwalk St. Paul Flyers. And I should say, if you're from Miller City, they probably have nothing against you, but Huron right next door. Good dig out of the back row. St. Paul tried to go quickly, and that one's going to find the line and ties us up at 2 apiece. Fielded there by Guerra. Kalizewski roll shot to the back. Set right side, and that is going to be long. Say hi to back in Norwalk, Mike Smith, Norwalk St. Paul basketball coach for 30-plus years, and Danielle are watching both games in their living room. Three to 2, St. Paul. Touch block at the net, and now just sending it over is Cassidy. Well, back set, block, didn't hit the antenna, and St. Paul is able to free it across. See if the Lady Wildcats get something in system. Touch at the net. Friend goes quickly to Kalizewski. Power tip and a net violation on the Lady Wildcats. Take a look there. I didn't see the net move, but they're a lot closer than we. But we have replay. They do not, Adam. 4-2 Lady Flyers. Oh, big swing there by Quincy Mentor. Both of these teams have what I call, well, stat sheet fillers that do, maybe they do one thing great and a lot of things right. We call them Swiss Army knives, and we'll talk about some of those girls as we play on. Off the net and out of bounds. St. Paul regains the 2-point lead, 5-3. I always like to go through these rosters. Some of these girls won't see the court tonight, but they're valuable members to their team in practice. So as I get a chance, I'll mention St. Paul's roster, and then maybe in set 3 get to the Miller City roster. Swing off to St. Paul, block. That was Savannah Neese. And Friend has it go through her fingers, but Kuturik able to keep it alive and send it over. St. Paul touch at the net. Kuturik back set this time. Nice little roll shot there from Shaylin Dieter. See if St. Paul goes quick here. They do with Kalizewski. Dug out. Friend goes on the outside to Dieter. Power tip covered by Neese, sent over. Quick one to Kalizewski. Tips where the block came from. It's covered. Back set off the Flyer block. They're saying it didn't get over the net. 4 hits. Point to the Flyers. 6'3", Bella Guerra, senior, wears number 1. Take a look here on the RMH Concrete and Foundations replay. Anna Friend, your setter. She wears number 2. She's a junior. Lily Kuturik wearing the black libero jersey, senior, and wearing number 3. Serve gonna go long. Aubrey Bogart, a junior, wears 4. Kate Stieber, a junior, wears 5. Mia Taggart, a junior, wears 6. Shaylin Dieter, senior, wears number 7. Sydney Wurtzel, number 8's a junior. Ella Kalizewski, a junior, wears 9. Jessie Matlack, a sophomore, wears 10. Serve, Kuturik on the pass. Back set takes Kalizewski off the court. She just has to push it over. Big swing coming here for Coleman. St. Paul picks it up, and a great job, and evidently they're going to say 4 hits. Okay, let's take a look. Let's count them. 1, 2. Well, unless they say that the deflection hit Kuturik, hard to say. 6'5", Lady Flyers. And this one The bump set from Friend takes Dieter off the court, and we are tied at 6. So that 3-point Flyer lead, gone. 6-6. Kucherik can't handle that serve, and it's 7-6 now. Jessica Matlack, a sophomore, wears 10. Tegan Mansfield-Bush, a senior, wears 11. Brooklyn Cassidy, a sophomore, 12. Kegney Stahl, 13's a senior. We'll finish the roster after this point. Kalizewski, good angled swing, sent across. Friend, and Dieter keeps it alive. Roll shot, Dieter covers it. Touch at the net and unable to pancake it, falls to the floor. St. Paul gets the point. Riley Mansfield-Bush, a sophomore, wears 14. Riley Friend, a freshman, wears 15. That's your St. Paul roster. Kim Caprera, Emily Delisani, Dylan Knoll, Annie Schaefer. Your assistants to Angie Kalizewski. We'll get through that Miller City roster in set 3. Off the Flyer block, Miller City regains the lead, 8-7. And back to serve, Savannah Neese. Good pickup. Dieter tips, and Erford throws her arm out there and was able to get her hand on it, but then sends it over to the Miller City bench. And we're tied at 8 apiece. Kucherik to serve. Good diving serve. Erford's gonna set. Reichley, Kucherik, good dig in the back row. Now St. Paul, a little out of sorts, gets it back in. On the outside, trickles down to net. And it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. I had a few of those over my high school tennis career, spanning 40 years ago. 9-8, Lady Cats. Good pass. Tipped by Cassidy, it's covered. And Reichley sends it over. In system with the Flyers, on the outside to Cassidy. Blocked at the net. Friend, back row set to Kalizewski, and Kalizewski puts it in the net. 10-8, Miller City. If this stretches to 3 or 4, I would expect Coach K to use a timeout. Sent over, and keeping it alive, a little yum-yum at the net. No score on the Candy, sent back over, and they're gonna have an illegal hit there, as Friend had to really reach back to get it, and they'll call that a throw. So 11-8, Miller City. Madison Schrader. In Huron County, it's pronounced Schroeder. In Putnam County, that's a Schrader. Nice swing there, but it's picked up and sent back over by Reichley. On the outside, and Cassidy tried a little roll shot, angled shot in the net. Flyers down 4, 12-8. And this is one where St. Paul needs to get a side out here and put together a service run of their own. Touch at the net, picked up. On the backside, swing off the block, 13-8, Miller City. Coach K gonna let the girls try to play through this and preserve them in case she needs them a little later. Back row, roll shot, Kalizewski. In system on the outside, St. Paul gets the block down off of that Reichley swing. Sent over. Oh, nice angled swing there. Kept alive, and it's come back. Kucherik sets Brooklyn Cassidy. Bump set to Reichley, down the line, picked up and right back over. Back set, and the block, and it stays in, as that was Brooklyn Cassidy getting the block. Take a look at this play. St. Paul needed that one in a bad way. There's the block on the RMH Concrete and Foundations replay. 13-9. And Bella Guerra in to serve. Back set, touched at the net. Friend gonna go right back outside to Cassidy, blocked. Kuterik bumps it up, and Cassidy again off the net. And this one gonna be a Flyer point as it goes under the net. 13-10, Lady Flyers. The end of the Flyer bench there had a little river dance going on. No clogs. They had volleyball shoes, but I saw a little river dance. 13-10. Back set. Cagney Stahl into the net on the slide, and it's 14-10. My first time seeing Miller City, and I am impressed. This Lady Wildcat team coming in here and playing a fantastic first set, and so far pretty good in the second set. 14-11. When you get to the regional, most of the time everyone's good. When it was 4 divisions, they were always good. At 7 divisions, every now and then you run into a team like Monroeville. Monroeville played in, had to be the toughest district in the state, as they had to play a 19-win team and a 20-win team. Now they get a 10 and 12 team in the region. Touch off the block and in the back row. And it's 15-11. And serve away, serve in the net. 15-12. Now I know, at the Super Bowl they call it Radio Row. What is this, Media Row? We've got a mixture of people here, but yeah. Companies that want to be the OH report. I gotcha. Oh, and I do publicly owe an apology to Brian and Jory. As on the air last night, I referred to Travis Lunardi Berardi as one owner of the company. I just thought that you guys were owners, as much as you guys are there. 16-12.
We're owned.
Yeah, Kalizewski tip at the net, and it's blocked. 17-12. Coach K talking to her assistants, and they're going to play on. You reach this point here in like set 2. The stands are starting to fill up as now, and there's a nice swing to the back row, just about a foot inside the line. But now you're playing in front of at least the lower deck full, the upper deck a quarter full, as you have Tiffin Calvert arriving, you have Kalida arriving, their fans. So 17-13. Good serve by Friend. And that one out of bounds, and a touch on the Flyers. 18-13. Flyers, girls at the net, trying to sell it, which is what you do. Yeah, I mean, hey, I didn't touch it. And then when they give the team the other point, you go, oh, I didn't touch it, sorry. I will not do that next time, so you give me the call. Across. Sent over, Dieter in the net. I always wondered how volleyball would work if we worked with tennis rules, where the players called the lines. I don't think it would be pretty havoc and chaos. Timeout, Lady Flyers. It's a Maple City Automotive timeout, as Miller City, during this Maple City Automotive timeout, is confident in their. You take a look here, left side of your screen, Lady Eagles leading 1-0 over the Lady Blue Jays, 14-8. I know one Blue Jay team that is thinking about tomorrow, and that's the Toronto Blue Jays, as they lead the LA Dodgers 3-2. You can see Coach K there getting her point across to her team. And I think this is as much about encouragement. She's looking into the eyes of those girls, and you'll know during this 60-second timeout, do you see fear, do you see confidence, and you have to talk. 350 live viewers. I was thinking that if we got to 500, everybody could meet me and I'd buy everybody a drink, but it's kind of like getting a hole in one and you owe the drinks. But unfortunately, I got home at 12:10 last night, so just think of it that I offered it in good faith. Kalizewski roll shot off the block. And St. Paul made a little run in set one. They got to make a bigger run in set two, or they'll be finding themselves one set away from elimination, 19-14. Ella, good serve. He'll go on the outside, block at the net, and sent over. Tipped, covered. Kuturik, back row to Kalizewski, touch at the net. Erford couldn't keep it alive. And St. Paul to within 4, 19-15. As Brian said, they're in a holding pattern as they circle the runway. Hope he doesn't want a full-size candy bar. They're like $3.59 now. Dieter keeps it alive, keeps it between the antennas. Can St. Paul transition back? Picked up, Kuturik sends it over. This is a big point here. A block at the net and nobody gonna get to it. Off the swing from Chloe Coleman. 20-15. Swing. Coming from Dieter, she goes power tip. Back row attack. Kuturik plays it up nicely. They go quickly to Cassidy. Dug out by Friend. Kuturik bumps it in the back row to Kalizewski, and she is going to send it long. 21-15. Serving now. (22-15). Timeout, St. Paul Lady Flyer. Timeout as Miller City 3 points away. This timeout brought to you by Maple City Automotive. Norwalk's full-service automotive repair shop where customer satisfaction is the top priority. Say that 5 times, and I'm going to mess up 3 or 4 times if I have to, but thank you to Maple City Automotive. And I don't know what car that is in their logo, but it's a pretty sweet car. I can see myself. It looks fast. And St. Paul is going to quickly have to come back, since I don't think fastly is a word. 22-15. Second one coming up 40 minutes after this one. You'll have to tune off. We'll reset the stream. You can find it on YouTube main channel. Find it on our homepage, Facebook. Might have to scroll down a little bit, but we'll have Calvert and Elida in the second one sometime between.
And if you're watching on NFHS, we'll have the second game.
Yes, and if you're also on the NFHS network, we'll have that one. There's a kill by Gemma Otto on the overpass. 23-15. Some concerned looks from the people that drove here from Huron County right now as the Flyers 2 points away from falling behind 2-0. Tipped by Cassidy. And St. Paul gets the point, 23-16. Back to serve, Lily Kuturik. Sends it over, an ace for Kuturik. 23-17. Good serve. Nice pass. And St. Paul with a little candy at the net. It's going to be 4 hits now on Miller City. And it is 23-18. Lily got to keep it up. Good deep serve. Just sent across. Kuturek back set to Cassidy. Blocked at the net. Double block, but I think the gal who got it, Gemma Otto. (24-18). Float serve. Good pass on the outside. That's Kegney Stahl off the block and down. St. Paul facing 6 set points here. They fight one of them off. And it's 24-19 now. Back to serve, or into serve, Bella Guerra. Good deep serve by Bella. It's just going to be free to cross. With authority, I might add, on the outside. Nice swing, Brooklyn Cassidy, 24-20. Guerra to serve again, gets the location of that serve from Coach K. Sends it back right. Chance for a set, block. On the block for St. Paul, Annie Friend. 24-21. You know who likes that play? Maple City Automotive. It's a Maple City Automotive timeout. As St. Paul has cut this 24-18 lead to 24-21. Take a look here at a little bit of the action for St. Paul. St. Paul highlights here on the outside. Little tip there, finds the floor on the opposite side, and then off that block, attempted pancake, no. And then good dig, back row by Kalizewski, and sent down. There is the block by Annie Friend. And some great highlights there, brought to you by RMH Concrete and Foundations. That completes the Maple City Automotive timeout, as we put the Frank Van Dresser Remax Quality Realty scoreboard back up there. St. Paul needs 3 more to get it tied. Roll shot blocked at the net. They're going to say it hit the net 4 touches. 24-22. Those frowns on the St. Paul faces, they move to the front of their seats with a little more anticipation. Pushed across. Friend bumps it up, power tip. A little out of system here. Reichley's gonna send it over. Flyers in system, back set, Stahl off the touch. Back set rolled over and it is long. 24-23, and they're gonna call a touch on the St. Paul Flyers, and we're gonna get a look at it here on the replay, and they missed that one. They missed that one. I don't know if there's going to be any discussion here. Yeah, let's take a look again here on the replay. You can see the officials talking here. And again, not sure what the call is, but they missed that one. 25-22. Lady Wildcats, you lead it 2-0. You're coming back with a chance to sweep the St. Paul Flyers when we return.
Feel like I should go. Feel like I should.
I think the first thing I would say to recommend this school is that it's affordable and flexible. And then the program itself, I would say that it has a very diverse, broad spectrum of fieldwork and career opportunities. I think the thing that prepared me the most was having that on-site directed practice, so I could actually be in an agency working with real people. And there's a ever-growing need for social work, especially in our community here.
Being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Happy Halloween!
And back we are here where Miller City wins set 2, 25-23, and we are going to show you officials make mistakes. It happens, and they miss this one. That ball about 4 inches above the St. Paul Flyer block, and we're going to try and slow it down here as much as we can. And here it goes. Not even close. On the outside, Miller City off the net. And St. Paul going to get the point. The difference there, it would have been 24 all. Instead, it ends up 25-23. So St. Paul getting off to the start they want here. Score the first point of set 3. And Miller City says, as Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend, as they tie it up. While I have an opportunity, let me go through this Miller City Lady Wildcat roster. I'll start after this point.
I didn't mean to do that.
Serve in the air. Good pass by the Flyers. They go on the outside to Kalizewski, and the block goes out of bounds. Quincy Menor, sophomore outside hitter, wears 1. Sophia Ruck, a freshman setter, wears 2. Olivia Searfrost wears number 4. She's a senior. Oh, good pickup by the Flyers. Kalizewski tips. It's covered. Swing, tough angle. Dieter gets it across, sent to the back row. Guerra covers it. Quick shoot set. Power tip from Kalizewski. Sent over and unable to pick it up is Brooklyn Cassidy. Olivia Palmer, a sophomore, wears 6. Ava Reichley, a sophomore, wears 8. Libby Erford, she wears the white libero jersey, wears 10. Peyton Michael, a junior, wears 12. Lexi Verhoff, a junior, wears 17. Good pass, back set, tip by Kalizewski. Erford picks it up. On the backside, roll shot, and it's going to hit the floor. Point, Miller City, as they lead at 3-2. Coletta Otto, a 19's a senior. Savannah Neese, 20, a senior. Anna Schnipke, 21, a junior. Gemma Otto with the big block, 22. She's a junior. We'll finish it after this point. And that one, a little wide, 4-2, Miller City. Kadam Schrader, sophomore, 23. Chloe Coleman, a senior, 25. And Madison Schrader, a freshman, 26. Those are the contestants here in this first regional semifinal. Good pickup. Friend tries to go early. It's covered. Swing, and it's going to go long. And we're going to get a touch. That one was a touch. One wasn't, one was. 5-2 Miller City. I love, fan and that word fandom. When it's a touch, when it's a touch, and they don't call it, everybody on one side. Oh, that was a touch. The fans want what their team benefits them the most, and hey, I get it. Sent across. St. Paul, good job by Dieter to keep it alive. Power tip covered. In the middle, Kalizewski, power tip to the back row. And Kuturik not able to get to that one. And it's 6-2 Miller City. 400 viewers. Are you reminding me if we get to 500 what I said? I gotta make sure my passport's good. I'll be on the first plane to Toronto. Take in World Series Game 6.
Not before you take in the next game.
Right, well, that's true. Back set. Flyer block, and it's gonna find the net. Girl says touch, but she's got to call the point as it was in. They're a little confused right now. That was blocked by Miller City, and the ball came down on the Miller City side of the court, inbounds. And it was called touch by the line judge. And they should award this point to St. Paul. But they're not. All right, I'm really not sure what happened there. 7-2 Miller City. Blocked at the net, sent over. St. Paul's going to have to free it across. Oh, good tip. Great location. 8-2. A lot of the, here's Monroeville, 2 sets to love, 5-3. They lead as they try to close out. Sent back, and they're gonna let it drop. 9-2, and we are gonna have a timeout. And I go back to this. Lots of times you can get away with a call that goes against you when they didn't get it right. But when it's 24-23, and it would be 24 all, instead it sends a game 25-23. It's just something that you can't give back to a team. Now, certainly this 9-2 run, maybe Miller City goes on to win that game, but you're going to sit here and say, what if St. Paul doesn't come back here? Yes, yeah. And I take nothing away from this Miller City team. They have been fantastic today.
Just a highlight of Cassidy.
And yep, here's the highlight of Brooklyn Cassidy. There's a swing. And back to live action. Good look at Brooklyn there. Lily Kuturik next to her. And serve in the net. I've always been one of them type of people. I think you could ask Brian and Jory, and even you sometimes have. I like to speak my mind. And after this game, I have to make the decision, do I tell the officials that they missed a couple calls in the match? Adam says yes. What do you fans think at home? The 400 listening that I hope gets to 499, by the way.
And no more.
Yes. 10-3 right now, Miller City, as their student section does the "Why So Quiet" chant. Well, I would guess it's because they don't have any boys here because they are practicing for a Week 11 playoff game. And there is another point on that big kill. And St. Paul is in a predicament at 11-3 right now.
I believe they called it a tailspin.
Yes. Picked back up. And that Dieter swing is blocked. And it's 12-3. And Adam, to your point, since we've been referencing from the avionics dictionary, St. Paul is in a tailspin right now. One that the pilots need to pull out of. 12-3, Miller City. Swing picked up. And sent long by Cassidy. And I'll go back to those keys to victory. It looks like now that that maybe Miller City was the better team. They had the 2 seed, but either that, St. Paul playing really tight, but this Miller City team playing some fantastic volleyball here. Kudos to them. Flyers pick it up and send it over. And that cut shot wide. 13-4. Back to serve, Ella Kalizewski. Good low serve. Little yum-yum at the net, picked up. And St. Paul not able to keep it alive on the candy. Point for the Lady Wildcats. They lead by 10. This has been their largest lead of either set. And St. Paul right now needs a side out. And they need to go on a service run. Overpass, and it goes off the net. 15-4. Coach K looking to her bench. Assistant coach is talking with her right now, and the girls just got to pull out of this tailspin. Like I said, I mean, this is up to the girls right now. Candy at the net, touch back. St. Paul keeps it alive. Kalizewski out of the back row rolls it over. Picked up, no celebrating early, and then off the block of Gemma Otto. St. Paul gets the point. Take a look here on the RMH Concrete and Foundations replay. Perfect, yeah, perfectly placed. Dieter in. Friend had checked in there. The freshman, she checks out. Actually, Dieter checks out. Kuturik back in. 15-5. Good serve for the ace. 15-6. You get a little holding pattern action there as they circle the runway. I don't know if I can give Brian all the credit for that. I've got to Google circling the runway and see if something else pops up. Travis Berardi shooting in from the southeast side of Cleveland. Wondering about that set point. And if I could multitask, I would text them. That's a touch, and they got that one right. 16-7. And they're 50-50 on the close calls right now. Miller City leading Norwalk St. Paul Big crowd behind us. Whoa, stands are filling up here. Serve sent over to the bench. Oh, what a get for Miller City. Oh, diving dig. Back row attack. Oh, and a roll shot for the Flyers. Bravo St. Paul, but bravo the effort on Miller City here. That's worth seeing the replay.
I don't have it all.
Right, yeah, it was so long ago. The most we can carry is 15 seconds. We're gonna miss 2 points, but trust me, it was a phenomenal get. St. Paul's cut that 15-5 lead to 16-8. Chance in system. Friend goes early. It's picked up, and they'll free it across. Guerra, good pass in the middle to Kegney Stahl, power tip. Back row attack, roll shot. They go on the outside to Cassidy, picked up by Erford. Swing from Reichley, sent over in system. No, Erford goes early. Kalizewski keeps it alive, and Kuturek blocked at the net. Going up, Kegney Stahl. Rolled over, and nobody there for the Flyers. Right in between the first and second row. And Miller City leads at 17-8. St. Paul still has a timeout left and an ace. (18-8). Miller City 7 points away. Kuturek on the pass. Oh, big swing there from Cassidy. (18-9). Do the Flyers have a big comeback in front of them? Back set, tipped across, picked up by Kuturek. And they're going to say St. Paul over the line. And point. 19-9. Pass to Friend. Bumps Kegney Stahl. Angled shot. Oh, wow. Big time hit there. 20-9 Miller City. This is a team not going to be denied. Timeout, St. Paul. Lady Flyer timeout. It's a Maple City Automotive timeout. As Miller City right now playing really well. Some people that I'm reading on our stream saying about 3 or 4 calls have gone Miller City way. Only one really affecting the game because Miller City's been that good, but it was at a point where St. Paul maybe would be in a 1-1 set right now. Correct. Absolutely. And hey, that's no fault of Miller. Miller City didn't do anything wrong there. They didn't make the call. It was just that, hey, the official, for whatever reason, missed it. Yes. I wish I could tell you that that there was a different word for circling the runway, but he's not. He's right. You know, I'm looking, final approach. I'm looking for all this stuff. That's why him and his wife signed the paychecks. 20-9. Shoot set, tipped by Kalizewski. Erford sends it over. Good swing, picked up. Kill attempt. Wow, who was on that swing? Quincy Menor again. Yes, 21-9. Serve, Kuturik. Tipped. And the Flyers get the point, 21-10. Kegney Stahl back to serve. Shaylin Dieter in, Lily Kuturik out. Holding stack. Well, that's not bad. I have a different definition for holding stack. I'll tell you after this point.
A family program.
Yeah, no, it's family. Dieter tips, hits the net, and falls over. Holding stack is when I go to my favorite restaurant in Sandusky Bay Pancake. I'm eating the first set of pancakes, and then in back, they're holding my second stack. That comes out in 3 with butter and a side of bacon. That's the holding stack. 21-12, St. Paul back-to-back points. Ace for the Flyers.
They do Flyer goggles.
Yes. Open cockpit airplane, they need those Flyer goggles. Touch there, and Miller City 3 points away. From a 3-0 victory. Off the net, picked up. Oh, off the box that holds the United States flag, and it's picked up and played. And you can do that. It was on their side of the court. Had that been on the St. Paul side of the court, they would have stopped the point and awarded it to St. Paul. St. Paul gets the point either way, and they've cut the lead to 22-13. Annie Friend serving. You see the score there on the Frank Van Dresser team, Remax Quality Realty scoreboard. Serve out, and Miller City 2 points away. Sent across. Dieter, she's going to send it long, and the Flyers are up against it now. They are down to their final point here as Miller City has put on a show here. 24-13. Tipped by the Flyers. Erford picks it up. Back set, swing, Flyer block. Sent back over by Kalizewski. There's the swing from Mentor. Dieter sends it over. In system. Back set, tipped. Covered. And Kalizewski is going to send it long as it goes over the end line. And Miller City is going to celebrate as they win it in 3 sets to love. We will not be done with our broadcast. We will have our MVP from Miller City up here, and then we will have our Grand Maison Construction Company post-game show after that. But Miller City Lady Wildcats punch their ticket as they win it in 3 over Norwalk St. Paul. They advance to the regional final Saturday at 2 p.m. back here at Union Bank Court, Elida Fieldhouse. Congratulations, Lady Wildcats. Great season for Norwalk St. Paul, as we'll be back with our MVP after this.
Well, I think the first thing I would say to recommend this school is that it's affordable. and flexible. And then the program itself, I would say that it has a very diverse, broad spectrum of fieldwork and career opportunities. I think the thing that prepared me the most was having that on-site directed practice, so I could actually be in an agency working with real people. And there's a ever-growing need for social work, especially in our community here.
I like being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Happy Halloween!
Elida Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Elida Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Elida Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Elida can help administer your plan of custom care.
I'm an adult learner, so I had to balance my work and my school. And the fact that NC State has online classes, hybrid classes, especially the instructors are very flexible with allowing you time to get all your work in.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
We're joined by Quincy Mentor of the Miller City Lady Wildcats, a 3-set victory over the Norwalk St. Paul Flyers. And Quincy, I know in talking to you coming out here, you have a lot of respect for that St. Paul program. That's a very good win. Tell us a little bit about the preparation for this game.
I mean, in practice a lot, we worked on studying their defense and stuff, and we made sure we hit the seams and find their holes on defense, and I think that really helped us tonight.
You play in the Putnam County League. There's some good teams in there. What do you think prepared you guys for this trip to the regional? How long has it been since you guys been to the regional? I know you're consistently winning 16, 17, 18 games, but this is the big stage here.
So this is actually our first time being to regional finals as a school, so that's really exciting. But I think in preparation, a lot of our Putnam County teams, we have a really strong league, and I think playing those teams helped us a lot in preparation to get here.
Well, I'm going to apologize because I said St. Paul was a favorite coming into this game. Maybe they weren't after watching now, as you guys played fantastic. I'm going to assume Tiffin Calvert's going to win. They're the #1 team in the state. Maybe Kalida's listening right now, and they say, not so fast, Chris, but you're going to go in as an underdog probably. What can you take from that, and what will Coach say about, I'm sure she's proud that you're in the finals right now, but you look forward to maybe playing a #1 team in the state?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be an exciting game, but we just got to crack down on our defense and blocking and just get some hard swings against them. I think we can do it.
Well, as always, our A. Miller Excavating MVP, you get to look into that camera up there, shout out anybody. There's 400 people watching right now on YouTube and Facebook. Who do you want to shout out?
I want to shout out my coaches and my setters tonight because I couldn't do it without them.
There it is, coaches and centers. One final question, favorite Halloween candy?
I'm going to go with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Reese's takes the lead over Kit Kat. That's our MVP. Congratulations and good luck against Tiffin.
Thank you.
Well, I think the first thing I would say to recommend this school is that it's affordable and flexible. And then the program itself, I would say that it has a very diverse, broad spectrum of fieldwork and career opportunities. I think the thing that prepared me the most was having that on-site directed practice, so I could actually be in an agency working with real people. And there's a ever-growing need for social work, especially in our community here.
Being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Happy Halloween!
And welcome back into our Grand Maison Construction post-game show, where the Lady Wildcats of Miller City, impressive 3-0 victory. You saw in the post-game show, or in our A. Miller Excavating MVP show, Quincy Menard talked about the St. Paul Flyers and how much respect they had for their program. And they came in here tonight and showed that they were the better team here tonight as they win it 25-19, 25-22, 25-13 in straight sets as the Miller City Wildcats advance to the regional final for their first time in school history. As just a fantastic performance. I did want to mention several seniors on this Lady St. Paul Flyer team, and they accumulated a lot of victories over 4 years. The seniors, Bella Guerra, also Lily Kuturik, Shaylin Dieter, Muskegon, Mansfield, Bush, and Cagney Stall. They set a standard. The girls before them set the standard, and they continued the high standards that St. Paul Volleyball has. So congratulations. 19 wins on the season, second in the Firelands Conference. Coach Ella Kalizewski, her staff, and her team. We want to thank all of our sponsors here tonight. The Frank Van Dresser team, Remax Quality Realty, RMH Concrete and Foundations, A. Miller Excavating, Maple City Automotive, Elida Home Health and Hospice, and North Central State College. And one last time, we want to mention our pregame and postgame sponsor, Grand Maison. That's going to wrap it up from Elida Fieldhouse. Look for our, about 20 minutes probably from now, we'll be back here with Calvert and Kalida from Elida. That's going to do it as Miller City wins it 3-0 over St. Paul. Thanks for watching on the OH Report and on the NFHS Network. Have a good night, everybody.